Previously on the Dice Tower.
My name is Prawn.
Will Tom Vassell survive? What will become of Grand Admiral Prawn? Will Chris finally respect Mike? Find out next on the Dice Tower.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the final day of the Spielfaire at Essen 2022. It's not the final hour. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm a little tired.
The sun is rising.
By a little tired, I mean we are all exhausted here at Dice Tower.
Now, Mike, one of the differences I've also noted here is that all of the food in these display cabinets are actually edible.
Yes.
Not made of styrofoam and plastic materials.
That's true. These are not displays. These are actual edible food items.
Also, I'm going to eat all of them.
That's a good plan, Chris.
Today is a day of little to do, I think, comparatively to other days, so we'll have to wait and see how things go. The good news is that the fair is 1 hour shorter. Here at 1 hour shorter today. It's still going to be a long day.
Now, Mike, I wasn't aware that when I got the sandwich this morning that this is called Metbroitchen, I believe, is what.
Close. Pretty close.
Yeah. It's actually just raw beef, which is safe here because of the different farming and transportation practices.
So you've been reassured, Chris, but you're still a braver man than I. You are a much more adventurous eater than I.
I am a more adventurous eater than you, in general.
That's not saying much. I'm not a very adventurous eater.
Okay, I've heard everyone talking about this booth. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, clearly,
Right.
we have to go fail at it now.
We have to try and fail miserably, Chris. I'm willing to put myself out there for your entertainment. I'm willing to put myself
Like, against that wall out there?
correct and embarrass myself greatly.
I don't know if embarrassment is the right term.
Humiliation.
Puncture
Well,
yourself. Mike, he's our man. If he can't do it, you bet I can.
Okay. Look at that. I got no chance, Chris. I got no chance.
Come on, if he could do it with his right hand, you could do it with your left. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
No more. If there's anything I know about Chris is that he is a savant at these type of things. Here we go. Bam, first time. Chris, are you feeling lucky? Would you be willing to drink something that looks like this?
Given that I believe that it's made entirely of raw meat, I'm not sure.
I don't know much about this game. I saw it at the press room on Wednesday, and they've got it out here. But man, this is a really cool looking game, this Shogun no Katana. Of course, it has some pretty incredible table presence, but it also looks like a Euro. Looks very much like a Euro game. Chris, what is your intrigue level on a scale of 1 to Katana?
At least a Gladius. This is what the Cranio booth looks like early in the morning before the flood of people. And I love a good gimmick. The Spam, the wrestling game, has its own ring set up. This is not regulation, though, unfortunately.
No, this is not a regulation ring, Chris. I know my regulation rings when I see them. Do you remember
the problem is that the tension is wrong.
No, it's definitely wrong. There's not enough spring on the table either, Chris.
There's no microphone underneath it either to add to the kaboom sound when I tombstone you on this later tonight at 5 o'clock. Live here at the Messe. Oh, brother. Holz puzzle made in Europe in the Wooden City. These are intricate.
They are. Chris, how difficult do you think it would be to put these together?
I will tell you that they're probably easier to accidentally stumble and to fall on and break than to assemble. But I'm just guessing here. I'm spitballing.
Sunday morning, opening of the hall. You see some people walking in an accelerated pace. I saw a couple of people running, but it's definitely not... Oh, there's Chris. No, Uli, no! Oh!
Sunday's not as crowded as Saturday for sure. There are some families here, but the fact that I'm able to walk down this aisle without crushing is definitely a big difference from yesterday. Now, it's still in the morning time here, And it's still crowded, and there's still people here, but this is definitely a nice step down. Well, I mean, maybe not nice for the publishers, but for those of us walking, it's nice.
There are some people that are coming in at a, but also at a leisurely pace. So last day of the fair, maybe not quite as frantic, not quite as frenetic, not quite as, another word I can't think of. Z just found a hidden gem here. Oh yes. One of the interesting things here at Spiel is seeing German versions of games that maybe we're familiar with. So we have some of the pencil first games here in their German versions, and of course it's the same beautiful art, but just in a different language, or Dutch as well.
The kind of edition of a solo game that really screams, no, I don't need other players. Get off my lawn kind of game.
Knock it over. Knock it over. Push it over. Knock everything over. Huh? Hi. Hello.
Walking around and just came across a booth that lets you buy any bits you want, lots of bits. You want a massive pawn, you get a massive pawn. How about some baby pawns? You can get some baby pawns. How about every possible shape of wooden piece you can think of? You know what? They probably got it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of it.
At Haba, they have lots of games on a shelf here that you can check out, and then you can play with your kids in the section. It's a great thing. It's one of my favorite things to see at the fair. And then you go to another booth if you want to buy them. Like this area here is just for people playing games with their kids.
Mike and I just found the one thing that really anybody who's a gamer would come to Spiel for.
That's correct, Z.
Right? Would you agree with that, Mike?
100%.
What is that thing?
That is
Sega Mega Drive.
Hoo-hoo, baby.
Chrissy is being the bravest little boy. Eating that salad. A, he's eating a salad, so that's wonderful, but also he's eating it with that tiny little wooden number. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's so dainty. So here I am walking around Hall 5, and I come across some of the more interesting covers to be found at this fair, including, of course, Tokyo Poo Divers. To be fair, he did find a gem in there. I suppose that's worth something.
Very nice. Kedum's Dragons looks great. So does Inhabit the Earth.
So we just came up to the Impatiens booth, which is the new print house, or the new publisher that is redoing all of these Shadi Torby designs. In fact, the company is his company, but he's also got this coming out here. Scoventer, I hope?
That's as close as I could get. Yeah.
And it's being demoed right there. It is a very interesting looking game. Lovely artwork, of course, from Vincent Dutrait, but very nice setup, very interesting. Some wooden animals, lots of animals on the table as well there.
It's also the first design by the creator of the Automa Factory, who does solo variants for all of the Stonemaier games, among others. But this is his first actual game design.
Here we are inside one of the Asmodee stands, one of the Asmodee shops here. I haven't braved because there's been long lines. I haven't braved the long lines to actually get in here.
Some sort of music game show going on here.
Okay, welcome.
I didn't know there's a gelateria in here. Gelato. I didn't know that there's a gelateria in. I didn't know that there was a. I didn't know that the gelateria in here. Gelateria.
So here's a beautiful looking booth, Ecosphere. Not familiar with this publisher, but they are of course demoing the game here, and it's got a very lovely look to it. The graphic design is beautiful. Let me give you one that's a little closer. Looks like this is something that's coming to Kickstarter, as many of these games are actually.
I imagine a lot of folks will be making a Target run when we get back to Florida to pick up Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That's a mighty fine looking Star Wars Clone Wars game. Why doesn't mine look like that?
Over here, you can ship your board games. There's a whole shipping area with boxes and tape and packages, and it's an expensive thing to do. But if you want to get your games home from here, you can do it.
The Mesa is very large. You could be here for, say, I don't know, maybe 5 whole days and just now realize that there's actually a coat check here. I know that a coat check is not a strange thing. It's just strange that I had no idea that it existed at all. Also, it's a strange thing to me. I've lived in Las Vegas, very hot, and Miami, very hot. I've never actually seen a coat check. I only know them from like Home Alone and swanky movies. This means I'm swanky. I had to bring a coat to check.
I'm gonna touch it.
All right, we're gonna play Touch It.
Touch. I'm ready. Okay.
All right.
And then as soon as I know it, I say it.
You said ready. And then the last one, cannot touch.
Okay,
So
got it.
3, 2, 1, go. Ready. It's this one. Bing!
I just got.
Now
You just got. Oh. I just got destroyed. What
You
do I
got
do
wrecked.
No, you still can guess. You still can guess.
now? Oh,
Just
Come
do
on.
free guess.
Which one? Free guess.
it's this one.
Flip it over, baby.
Oh, lucky guess. Much touch it.
It always pays to poke your nose into any place because you might just walk away with a bunch of promos. Oh my gosh, what is this? Here we go!
We're here in the yellow booth, which you can see by the King of Monsters. I want that poster. Anyway, here with the Animals of Baker Street. This is a cooperative kids game where you're working together to go around and solve one of 6 different cases. You have different animals who are going to be matching up to stuff and just trying to cooperatively solve a game. That looks fun.
There's a few hours left, of course, of the convention, but it really does feel like it's kind of wrapping up. The end is in sight. There's been a ton of really fantastic people, very nice to all of us, even to Mike. But the thing I'm going to miss the most, more than the people, more than Mike even, it's going to be the Apfelschorle.
Doing a little apple with lychee
Bubbles.
So that's got to go in first, right? The sharp end goes in first.
Yeah. Good luck trying to get it in there the other way.
We've jokingly called the Game Genic booth the Apple Store of, is it called an iStore or an Apple Store? We've been calling this the MacBook Store of the Spiel because it is just, I mean, look at this thing. It is positively blinding. Bane from The Dark Knight Returns could not stand in here. He would have terrain disadvantage.
Ooh, hug season. You've seen this on our spectacular, autumn spectacular at a King of Monster Island. And we got a micro expansion that's going to add, this was in King of Tokyo Dark, a new way to use your 1s and 2s in King of Tokyo. And then Baby Gigastar with power-up cards.
It's late in the afternoon on Sunday, and Uli! How could you? That's my bad.
Here we have a new game called Cheese Master, which is basically going to be a game you're going to be rolling dice to see how many pieces of cheese are there, except cat kills rat, human chases away the animals. You got to figure out how many pieces of cheese are left and pick a number. Pretty simple game. Looks fun.
One of the important things about conventions is you gotta self-care, which is now a verb. You gotta self-care. Things like cleaning your glasses. It's so easy to kind of forget it. You're just in the mix of things. Wearing deodorant, showering, eating not with your hands, eating not with your feet.
New 2-player game, Helton Palace, where you have a hotel for people who are going to be destroying your hotel, and you want your hotel destroyed last. I really like the art of this one.
A lot of people have said to me that they were really nervous about coming up to us at the booth, so I wanted to show you the perspective of a fan of the Dice Tower. It's really simple. You just come up and say, "Oh my gosh, it's Mike DeLisio and Z Garcia. I'm so excited to meet you guys."
Hey, how you doing, man?
He actually does a good Mike impression.
No, I can't top that.
Why don't you introduce yourself? This is Ronan and Sean from the Game Pit podcast. Well, I just introduced you guys. Say hi.
Hey! Very small little game. Little game pit? No, very small podcast on the Dice Tower Network.
You're a very small Game Pit on the...
We're very small.
Chris is recording my close personal friends from the Game Pit,
Fake Mike DeLisio.
and I won't have it. I will not have Chris
impersonator Mike DeLisio.
filming my close personal friends, Ronan and Sean, from the Game
Confusing when
Pit.
you got the same audio from two different
Proud
people.
members of the Dice Tower Network. We were talking earlier today,
If you were the real
one of the
Mike.
longest running
I am the
podcasts.
real Mike.
If you have not heard it, you need to.
It's
Oh,
my impersonator.
is that me?
That's supposed
What do you mean? It's perfect, you.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Chris, now you. What's your impersonation?
Hello.
That's Dan Hughes.
Look at this nonsense. You guys are recording each other. So here at the Queen booth, everybody wants to see the Feld collection. So you can see all the new games. Amsterdam, New York, Marrakesh. And so we're looking at them. Lots and lots of pieces here. All of them designed by Stefan Feld, who happens to be standing right there. His booth is very, very popular. Look, I got him to wear a hat. He's just like me. Just like me.
Do you think Pandasaurus sold out of the wolves? Do you think Pandasaurus sold out of Pandasaurus? It looks like it. There's no Pandasaurus to buy.
20 minutes out from closing. Look at these guys. They're closing early. All right. That's Rathscour shutting their tables down.
Of the many great memories and experiences and fantastic things that have happened, Tom, what are you going to miss the most?
Well, my serious answer is the people, but my real answer is donors. And that is it, folks. We survived Essen 2023. It's 6/12. There's still people walking around the halls.
Did you say Essen 2023?
Did I say 2023?
Definitely said 2023.
I definitely said 2023. Anyhow, look, it's Paula Deming. She's now part of the Dice Tower. That's not true. There's Mike DeLisio. He's part of the Dice Tower. That's not true. Anyhow, we got to go because I'm getting real loopy. But thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for Chris for editing all these videos. We'll see you next time.